Is this? I don't know if this is fucking working. I think we're live, but I don't like how the screen's hitting in here. I'm trying OBS. Oh, I don't know, man. Yeah, dude, because you got like it doesn't go for some reason. I'm not seeing the whole screen on here. Hmm. I'm not liking that. Like, how in the hell do I fix that shit? Hold on a second. Scale to window. Wait a second. Scale. Man, technology's a bitch. Okay, why is okay? I got somehow I got to fit it all in there. Wait a second. Wait a second. Ta-da. Okay, I think I'm figuring this out. Oh man, not too bad for an old dude, huh? All right, I think we're live. Let's see, test voicing, testing, sound over here, I believe. If not, I mean, I'm gonna disappoint what? Maybe one of you. Okay, we are facing the 3-11 Jaguars at B of A Stadium. Defense is good. Their offense is meh. They have good defense against the pass, though, man. They're second, we're third. Okay, we are 2 games ahead of the Buccaneers. And if we win again one game and they lose a game, we clinch the division. There's only 3 games left. If we win a game, we'd be 10-5 or 10 and whatever, and they need all 3 to get to 10, and they hold the tiebreaker. So, I think the only way that they get the division is if they win 2 games and we lose all. So all to do, or if they win 3 games and we only win one. if my math is right. So, Destiny's in our hands. We don't have anyone on the top 3 leaderboards anywhere there. Playoff picture. We are now the 3 seed, and we'd be facing the Bucks again, which I don't want. They have our number, man. I mean, I'd rather play like almost anyone other than the Bucks right now. Maybe not the Lions or Eagles, but all right, who do we got there? The Bills, by beating us, they are now the 5th seed on the AFC. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. Hold on, let me check my little YouTube thing here. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm kind of just winging it. Fucking StreamYard had me wanted me to pay for some shit. I ain't paying no shit. Okay, let's say we go injury report. Ooh, McMillan is back next week, but I don't know. I think again, I think I need to take him off of IR, so we'll see how that works out. But it'd be nice to have him back, man. He was really helping out. Etienne Jr. is not playing. That's their top running back. Mr. Fortnite is out. Walker Little's out. Travis Hunter, bro. Whoa. Huh. It's all those reps, bro. Fucking weakened his femur. And then yeah, okay. Let's go take a look at their depth chart real quick. You know what that Cam Jackson injury did? Because I've been thinking I just want a dominant defensive run defense. And him being out forced me to kind of look for a nose tackle, which I know he's not rated high, but I remember, he's been on my teams before. And what that did is that could have basically forced me to look at a player there where I wouldn't have looked in the draft. Or maybe free agency. I don't know. But 6'4", 358, I have familiarity with him, meaning like I think he's a good run stuffer or just takes up space. All right, let's go quarterback. Holy crap, a 74, man? God, that guy's over fucking paid. Bigsby, Tootin. He's number 33. Okay, I'm wondering if he's gonna get some reps. Thomas Jr. Hunter's gone, so they got Brown. All right, so their receiving room isn't that great. Strange. Dr. Strange is tight end. Ooh. Like the water boy, man. Is he our bitch? 66. Cleveland. He's a bitch. Wow. Yeah, their offensive line is not looking good. Trayvon Walker. Hines Allen. There's nothing that's standing out to me here. All right. Oh, I think that's it, man. I've been screwing with this OBS shit for a little bit here. Because StreamYard said, no, you've reached your limit for the month. Pay us $30 a month. I think that's it. Okay, went over the player picture. We did our weekly strategy. I did the staff thing. I think we're ready to go. I think the screen's fitting on the screen. And I'll check out later. I mean, if this is fucked up, who cares? It's just a game. You know what? Let's assert our dominance against the fellow cats. Oh, black baby. And what playbook are we going to use? Oh, man. I just say fuck it. Let's just give Canales what he wants. Okay, maybe he'll start calling plays better again. You know what? I mean, like, XL kept dropping balls until I put him on kick and punt return duty. Just trying to get him involved somehow, build his confidence up a bit, and, you know, hopefully improve our kick and punt return because ain't nobody was breaking tackles.
It's week 16 of the NFL, and we've got a couple of franchises who broke into the league together back in 1995. It's the Jags and the Panthers, just ahead on EA Sports.
It's a flex game to Thursday night, ladies and gentlemen. We just got flex to Thursday.
It's been the home of the Panthers since 1996. Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. We welcome you to EA Sports coverage of the National Football League. So good to have you here with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson getting set for kickoff here. Greg, no matter how many ways we look at this game, it always comes down to one stat, doesn't it? How you taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it's just so crazy, Mike, that every single week, no matter how complex these matchups get and how many factors there are to determining who wins and who loses any game in the NFL, at the top of the list, the most important metric that everybody studies, can you protect the ball on offense?
You know, I like hearing what Greg has to say, and then that short play clock screws with it every time. I respect
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
You just hope throughout your career, Mike, that you're not on the wrong end of too many games like last week. So many games in the NFL come down to one score. They're very close. And every once in a while, there are multiple score games where you just can't seem to keep it close. They've got to do a better job keeping pace early, get off to a faster start. They want to have a chance. Come the fourth quarter, if this thing's within one score, they're going to feel a lot more comfortable this time around than where they were last week.
Here comes 3rd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
Just say it. These Jags piss me off.
The motion man is Sanders. Off the RPO, this is out to Evans. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Young. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. Back to throw, Young. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Panthers will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good positive result.
Keelan Robinson to return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. Leading them out, the former #1 overall pick back in the 2021 draft, it's Trevor Lawrence.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think two things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job of identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his second, third, check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play did line up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, they can have a better chance of having a better result.
Gabe Davis, the intended receiver, and it'll be third down. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. They'll motion over Thielen. Young to throw on 1st and 10. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
The throw on the run is complete. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still little work to do now on third down. Now Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
The Jags offense ready for their second possession. They'll start out first down and 10. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Lawrence now on 2nd down. In trouble, and down he goes.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do,
from the shotgun, it's Lawrence.
Get him, get him, get him.
So you decide to put the ball in the air deep in your own end zone. That's fine. But the internal clock of the quarterback, it's got to speed up even a little bit more. You cannot hold the ball in this part of the field. And tell you what, he takes the sack, but he's lucky it wasn't a safety.
punting unit comes on. Jaguars will kick it away, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll get forward a few yards on the return, and that's where the offense will take over. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. To get this complete, it's Thielen over the middle.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Throwing on 2nd down, Young. That's taken in. It's Xavier Legette. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Young. Now he'll run.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
A 2nd down throw for Young. That one taken in right side by Legette. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Throwing is Young. He's got his man. That's Legette. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here's Young. That's to the right side and corralled by Thielen. And he's into the end zone. Adam Thielen. Touchdown, Carolina. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes, just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them, and when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
So the lead is now 10-0 as this kicks away. This will be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it is Bigsby to start this drive. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. With that, I'll only give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. Here's 2nd and 6. Now here's Lawrence. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. 3rd down coming up. Lawrence. Open man is Davis. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. Here's Logan Cook now, as he is on to punt for Jacksonville. That is fielded at the 20. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. We are through 1. The Panthers off to the early advantage. And will return to Charlotte in a moment. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Tremble comes in motion. This drive begins with a run by Hubbard. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, there to stop him. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They send a receiver in motion left. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on time.
Still 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Young. A throw left side, taken in by Thielen. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable 3rd down, getting some good yardage on that 2nd down play. The motion man is Sanders. On play action, Young. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. That catch number 40 on the season for him.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Young fires quick. That's Thielen. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Defense. Still 1st down.
So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. To throw, Young. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front. So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. Along the sideline, Thielen there to pull it in. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
Come on, refs. Oh, here we go again. Canales. 4th and inches. Empty set. Empty. Come on.
They'll go. Young. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the Panthers 1st down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on 4th down. From the gun, it's Young. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. The motion man is Sanders. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. The Panthers going to turn things over to the field goal unit. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Panthers will open up a 13-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They find themselves down 13-0 here. As they try to get things started offensively, it's 1st and 10. This one is caught, and it's the tight end, Strange. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Great timing and anticipation. The second the tight end's head turned around, the quarterback put the ball on him, and now it's, hey, let's see who wants to tackle this big guy and bring him to the ground.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a 1st down.
Lawrence now to throw on 1st down. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. One of the tight ends in motion right. 2nd down, Lawrence. And this throw batted away and incomplete. J.C. Horn that time with the good coverage, and he knocks it away. And in motion is Brown. Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here comes a return, and he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Panthers offense and veteran wideout Adam Thielen set to take over once more. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a 2nd defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried in the 1st half, it hasn't worked. Back to the right, caught by Sanders. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
At the 32-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. Time for the deep shot, looking for Thielen. And the Jaguars are going to get the football at their own 40.
So not a lot of yards on the return, Mike, but that's okay. The number one thing, end up with the ball in your hands. And in this case, mission accomplished, and his guys are headed off the field to celebrate.
The Jaguars offense ready for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Davis going in motion. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. That caught by Davis. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Short pass taken in by the tight end. Davis heading in motion. Lawrence now on 2nd down. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's able to take this for good yardage before sliding and hitting the deck to end the play. On comes the punter now, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young set for their next possession. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. That is brought in! And they will get him down at the 35-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield, perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Here's Young. That into the hands of Hubbard. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Young. To the right side and corralled by Thielen. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
The motion man is Sanders. They'll go play action with Young. That's hauled in at the 2. And he'll take it on in. Ja'Tavion Sanders. Touchdown, Panthers. Well, the play fake gets its job done, and so too does the tight end. Always a great target down there, as you know, Greg, near the end zone.
And this is where, Mike, so many tight ends do their damage. Down here in the goal line where the threat of run gets so much attention. And oftentimes it just takes the slightest hesitation by a defender. You see a tight end pop wide open, and in this case, results in the touchdown.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the 1st half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's Robinson. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. But Jaguars offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. 1st down now. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. So we reach halftime in what has been, to this point, a one-sided game. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, it's where the coach is. Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, and it's the Packers who have the lead in that one. Jordan Love has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Kyron Williams, over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. Jamar Chase with a touchdown reception from Joe Burrow. We saw a strong first half out of the Alabama man and former #1 selection, Bryce Young. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Now an opening past the 30. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The visitors' offense back onto the field for their next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. Now he'll run it. First and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. That's complete. He finds Brian Thomas. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And the struggles continue. He's dropped behind the line again. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. In the pistol, here's Lawrence. Off he goes. And he'll get this forward from positive yardage as he covers up in the end. 3rd and 9. Now here's Lawrence. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Sending a receiver right. Young to throw on 1st and 10. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Bold decision there by this quarterback to attack a guy who's already made you pay for challenging him earlier today. He trusted his guy to not only win, but to defeat man coverage, and I think he got away with one there.
3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Young. He's got his tight end, that's Sanders. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
It almost feels in today's game, if you aren't a dynamic runner with the ball in your hand, you can't play. And I'll tell you what, Mike, that was never my thing. I'm not sure if I would have been as good in today's game.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A first carry now for Rico Dowdle.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down coming up. Young. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. The Panthers going to turn things over to the field goal unit. This one from 52 yards away. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Panthers will extend their third quarter lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10. In motion comes Thomas. A first down throw for Lawrence. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. Lawrence now. This one is caught, and it's the tight end, Strange.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Firing right side, brought in by Brown.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
That is fielded at the 13. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
They face second down and 7.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
Young hands it to Hubbard. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
He's taken down at the
3rd and 6.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
Here's Young. A throw on the move is caught. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Young. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Another run here with Hubbard. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Here comes 3rd and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Here's Young to throw. And that is incomplete. Tyson Campbell that time, able to knock it away.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
So these teams trade field goals in the 3rd as we come to the end of the quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. 3rd down, 3 to go. Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
The Panthers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. 2nd down and 8. They'll go again with Hubbard. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had to lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, Young. That one into the hands of Thielen. He's got it. 10 catches now in the game. They've gone his way early and often. That one for a 1st down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
On first down, it's right back to Hubbard. He'll get 4 and down inside the 20-yard line.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
On second down, Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
Complete to Jatavion Sanders. 1st and goal.
To throw is Young. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. To throw is Young. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And he nearly takes it in, but they're going to say he's short of the goal line. So now it is 4th and goal. This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Chuba Hubbard. Touchdown, Carolina. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
All right, let's take out Bryce. Let's take out... You know what? Let's do this. Let's give... Oh, I don't know, man. He wants to get that sack. Those sack records. Yeah, let's do these guys. Yeah, I just don't want it. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Point after, coming up here. The kick is good. The Panthers will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And things starting to take shape here. 3 weeks left of the regular season. Teams making that final push for postseason berths. On 1st and 10, Lawrence. That caught by Davis. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line.
While everybody wants to attack the middle of the field, you just have to make sure you don't do it recklessly. You want to make sure you protect both the ball and your receiver, and in this case, he does both. Puts it on the money, picks up a big gain.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence. He's going to air this out for Davis. And this will be incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Scared me, bro. Let's just replace them both. There we go. He was a good acquisition. 7th round pick next year for that kid, for Deontay Banks, man. I'm still shocked. All right, let's get.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Throwing is Lawrence. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Now, Dowdle. The defense plays it beautifully on that one. They knock him back to the 7.
Well, they try to get the run game started.
All right, what do we got? Let's go. Let's get Thielen out of there. Renfro. I'm comfortable with that. Let's throw Tremble up here. Okay.
And they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Not what they hoped down there. He's given ground, going to lose yardage. We'll mark him back at the 6-yard line.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started. And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
And now the punting unit will come on, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Jags offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Things not looking good, but see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
And the big guys up front in the offensive line just continue to not be on the same page. And we've seen it time and time again here today. This pass rush remains one step ahead of them, and it's the quarterback who continues to pay the price.
Second down, Lawrence. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Lawrence from the gun here on third down. That one on target to Davis. He's got it. 17 yards on that connection. First down, Jacksonville.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
A big play for Jacksonville. 38 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete. We'll go again from the 3. It is second and goal. Now here's Lawrence. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Panthers offense ready to take over once again. And this crowd certainly has liked what they have seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in. They have not disappointed as they have the advantage here in the 4th. Here's Etienne. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run with Dowdle. Past midfield to the 45. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff's going to take a look, but this is a problem late in the season. Victory formation, defense powerless to stop. And that should just about do it. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. So it's over. It's a win for the Panthers. They're able to erase the memories from a week ago, a game they really did struggle in. Look like a different group here as they respond with a solid victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Panthers are winners, as we say, so long from Uptown Charlotte.
Good to see that Bryce coming back from the 5 week. Dowdle, 32 yards. Oh, yeah. And for 110, no touchdown. 147, that was 2. Nice to see other defenders are struggling. That's not our team. So it's very close. Very close. Barely. Check down. Accurate. Look at that. Look, that's kind of low-key slick, bro. He's kind of just waiting for that cornerback to clear. Man. Using the body to shield it with the defender. Locks him out. That left tackle just got I see the vision. It's just that he didn't bite. He didn't bite out the demon fly. Probably because he didn't fucking see it. He didn't even know what was happening. You gotta stay with your guy. You should know that the linebacker's got the running back. Alright. I may have to replace you. Not because of this play. I may have to replace your ass because in Madden, you're just not doing it. Oh, sorry, Prince. Derek Brown one got me nervous. Thought I put him on the bench. Forced his way out there. Just like, I ain't getting no sack. Thanks got beat. Let's check out the. I don't think there was any injuries. Just Horn Jr. looked minor. Oh, Bucks did. Are we in the playoffs? No, they won. Oh, damn. But we clinched the playoffs. I feel that was kind of lackluster celebration there, but in the playoffs for the first time in a while. Look at that. Right now we're the 2 seed. And I just want the Bucks just not even make the playoffs, man. Who could challenge them? We'll look at that. Bills on a little streak there. Now getting to the 4 seed. We were their get right game. Pats are fighting for the playoffs. Okay, who could? All right, so obviously the Cowboys could push down the Bucks, Cardinals and Giants. Cardinals, okay, because they're the division lead above the Seahawks and Rams and Niners. So we want. Oh, so I don't know. Like, who's worse? Play the Commanders or the Bucks potentially? This might be a. You just gotta play it, man. Just gotta play the best. Whoever shows up at B of A Stadium. Right now it's at B of A. So how far could we fall though? You know what? Let me look at that again. So we're 10-5 with 2 games left. So all these teams right here could bump us out of our seed. And we're not getting the 1 seed. So oh man. Would have been kind of nice to. If I were the Lions, I'd be playing backups. Jets, Jags, Saints. Okay, so who's in contention for the first pick? Who could challenge the Jets and Jags? So 2 games left. The Saints. Maybe these guys. Depending on their wins and their losses. Okay. Because who between the Jets, Saints, and I think that's it. I don't know if the Falcons would take a quarterback. So right now, Drew Aller is a Jet with a possibility of a Saint. And I don't know, man. Like, would we want to see Drew Aller twice a year, just for fun, just for the challenge? I'm fine with it. I think it'd be kind of cool. Bring a challenge, see him get sacked, bring competition to help out. Want to play better defense. But if any quarterback is just like Baker Mayfield, just it sucks watching. Like we don't really get sacks on the guy. So, and where would we be? Why did okay? Yeah, see, even if we fell out of the playoffs, we'd be up there. So here's the yeah, we want home games. Let's just but do we want to play our starters though? We kind of have to clinch the division. We need to clinch something. Simmons still with 18, man. He's kind of suffered a bit. And I did screw with his ratings. But yeah, he was on a tear there. I wonder if he got injured. No. Okay, so he can return. Okay, do I want to? Yeah, I want to do it now. But it won't let me. Right now it won't. What would 5 weeks be? Let's see. So we'd have 1 this week, 2 next week, 3 the wild card, 4. So 2 this week, wild card, 3, 4, 5 the championship, Pro Bowl, Super Bowl. So Brooks could technically come back for the Super Bowl, and then fucking tear his fucking knee up again if we make it. Hey, as long as if he did it to help us win a Super Bowl, then yeah, I think it's worth it. Okay, what would he look like? He wouldn't even, yeah, he wouldn't even be like our second running back right now. Yeah, he'd be our third stringer. So, yeah, either A, doesn't get a lot of touches, can't injure himself again. But yeah, so okay, I don't know. Could I guess we'll cross that bridge if we get there. But he's on IR, so you have this, yeah, because yeah, basically like what 5th week would be the championship. You take him off IR, he sits the Pro Bowl week, and he can come. Okay. All right, so it looks like hopefully we can get Tet back week 18, and he can make a splash for potential Rookie of the Year. MVP is still Mayfield. And the way he's played us, man, I don't blame him. We're still Coach Dave. Yeah, okay, Mr. Fucking. I'm gonna go empty set backfield, fucking 4th and inches, asshole. Purcell still. I just don't see it, man. Scored defensive player of the year, bro, for the NFC. Look at that. Legacy score of 238. I don't know if that legacy score helps in the rankings. But we got Wanham up there, Wallace up there. Offensive rookie of the year. Tet is still up there at the top. Defense, of course, is going to be scoring, followed by, okay, these guys. Look at that. Nice rookie class. Best quarterback, Bryce is making his way back. Or, I can't remember if he was on there, but hopefully. He ain't going to make it, but. Wide receiver. O-line. Corbett. What? Oh, because probably has a high ratio of pancakes or whatnot. Christians, yeah. See, these guys are backups, man. How is Derek Brown not on there? I'm calling bullshit on that. Melrig at 8. Oh, come on, bro. Come on. Aubrey, I need you to miss a field goal. Alright, so let's look at AFC. Who could challenge the overall offensive player? So we're not in that running. We are with defensive player of the year. Oh yeah, see, he's not gonna nope. Jeffrey Simmons is gonna win out over Scorton. And apparently Quinnen Williams would too, is my assumption. Offensive rookie. Okay, so this guy. And I'm assuming these top four or five guys could beat out Tet because he's just been out most of the year. 10, what, it's going to be 10, 11 weeks? Oops, sorry, my bad. Defensive rookie of the year. So Scorton's got to worry about Graham, this guy. Okay. And that's the overall, not just the conference. So, all right. let me go ahead. Before I end it, let me just take a look here. So we're not going to be picking early. So we could say goodbye to the top 5 for sure. 6th ranked middle linebacker. I don't think he's going to fall enough for us to take him. I'm not looking for an edge guy. I think we're good there. I could be looking at a potential project edge with who's quick and twitchy later in the draft, but I'm just looking at first round right now. I'm not going to use a first round pick on a wide receiver or an edge or a quarterback. Maybe a cornerback, but he's 6 foot, 181 pounds. Would I go tackle? I don't know. He'd be a backup for now. You know what? That's something I can do. If Icky starts giving up sacks, fucking put Christensen in just to piss him off. I don't think I want to go defensive tackle in the first round because we got Brown, Bobby Brown, and I mean we could to replace Robinson / Wharton, but I don't think it's a big bang for the buck. Not going tight end because that guy's name is not. The fuck was his name? The kid out of Penn State. Tyler Warren. 6'1", 135. Yeah, because I think I'm considered for a first round pick. Our top needs would be cornerback and middle linebacker. And if I think about cornerback, maybe not because I think for our top 3 right now we're pretty good. I was looking for a third, and then I found that trade for Banks, who I've been happy with. I know he got burned on that play, but if I'm thinking out loud here, and I got some projects who fit kind of like what I'm looking for in cornerbacks. Mello, Dotson. Who else did I have? I think that. Yeah, so we had Horn, Jackson, Banks, Mello, Dotson. Like maybe even re-signed Caleb Farley. So like it would, yeah, to use a first round pick as opposed to like let's say trade for someone, they'd have to be like I would want this guy. Let's say he was there. Where is he? This guy. I'd want him to be like at least 200 pounds if he's 6 foot. Um, or 190 if he's 6'2", 6'3". Maybe he'd have to have some quickness though. Tackle, like I'm thinking more depth for tackle. Someone can bring in, you know, maybe use a first rounder later for in a different draft once Moten retires. But I'm thinking more like bring someone along for now to develop, if he can develop. This guy's 6'3", 190. So like this guy would probably fit me more if I wanted to bring him in. But would he be our 4th stringer right now? Would I have to force to play him? And are we gonna maybe there's a free agent that we can fit in the cap? This guy's a middle linebacker, 6'3", 248, bro. But I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the combine. But if he's not quick, I can't tell with this shit, man. If he's not quick, I might want to take these two and do some focus scouting on them. Corleone. I'm not looking at safety for top picks. Yeah. Maybe if Downs was there and maybe I'd want to set ransom for Downs and move Mo Rig over to strong safety. Guard, don't need a guard. 6'1", 187. He's got that drippy hair though, man. He's got some style points. Delane, that's a good cornerback name too. Mansour Delane at LSU. I'd consider him, but I keep telling myself, would I consider him? Would I seriously consider him if they're going to be four string? When I have projects that I've found like Dotson and even Farley. So, because yeah, at this point, dude, I'd rather play Dotson over Smith Wade. So what I just don't. I'm struggling to see using, even though I felt like we needed help there, and in real life we need help there. I think I've done a decent job of finding some people who can feel it, like help me not have to take a corner early. And versus the run game, I think middle linebacker would be nice. Ben Roberts. If they're quick, man. If they're quick, then I'll consider it. 6'6", 304. Boucher. 6'2", 202. Jacoby Johnson. That could be. Let's see, if he's ranked 43, then, and here's what I've noticed with Madden is that if you take their ranking, and like you're rarely gonna see someone picked 20 spots above, 20 spots or more above their ranking. I have seen it before, but you're not. So he could definitely be there. Um, you know, definitely late in the first, and then who knows how far into the second. Sometimes they fall too. 6'8", 309. I mean, dude, a right tackle with a name like World. Ty Robinson. So this is Ulavi. And I could take a guard, use him different spots on the offensive line, but not a guard up in the 20. I don't know, man. I'm looking at top 50 here, and let's see how many people really kind of surprise me. And if I take out cornerback off the list, I'd probably want to look at this Ulavi kid for middle linebacker. All right, hold on. Let me continue that. So take out cornerback because they would be fourth likely, unless they're like, because what, Banks is a 75, so they'd have to be like a surprise, like top five type of cornerback, top 10. Um, and if I'm looking at tackle, you know, if I have someone that replaces left tackle, move Icky inside, then I'm kind of not maximizing who I have on the under contract with Damian Lewis. I basically would have someone sitting on the bench, either Lewis, Icky, or the rookie. That's just how it is. So I'm not getting bang for my buck with a top pick. So I'd want someone who can kind of, if I'm going to take a guy, I want someone who's going to play. So cornerback not really going to play. Safety's not going to play. Edge rusher's not going to play. Defensive tackle's probably not going to play. Offensive line's not going to play. Wide receiver's not going to play. Tight end is not going to play. There's no one really that big here. Quarterback's not going to play. Halfback's not going to play. So the only position where someone's going to play if I take someone in the first round is going to be middle linebacker. And I'm only going to take one if they're quick. Quick and big. He's not big, but he could be quick. Well, I mean, he's pretty thick. He's not that thick, but could be quick. He's got decent size. I'd rather see like 240. Dude, perfect middle linebacker would be like 6'4", 240. Quick, too. Now that I can get behind, but I just don't think it's in the cards. 6'3", 230. I don't know if he's quick. So he could be someone we take, but what's better now? So just look at him. Just Ben Roberts. 6'3", 230. Let's assume he's quick. What do we want a Ben Roberts starting in front of an Anderson or re-signing a Roseboom, okay, so let's say it'd be Anderson. What do we want him starting over Anderson? Or pushing the first round pick to the next year. I know it doesn't give like immediate satisfaction, but I would think I'm leaning towards pushing over picking a guy like this when I've signed a guy like Anderson. So yeah, middle. I don't know, man. This may just be like a depth draft. It may be a build for the get more ammunition for the future and build depth. Because if you're picking a middle linebacker around here, aren't the second and third round guys, maybe even fourth round guys, going to be similar? So that's why I'm leaning towards trying to find someone with like really good combine numbers that's not going to be taken in the first or maybe even second round, and just take that guy, and kind of work him into some sets. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, that's going to be, yeah. Who else could? What other positions could be built depth? While I'm on this train, I'm kind of getting into like what I went over in the bye week. With Plummer playing how he did, nothing great, but I'm almost fine with him being my backup if Dalton retires. Halfback, so I'm not going to resign Dowdle. We're going to have Brooks and ETN. I'm not going to resign him, but I almost feel like I need a fourth running back. So maybe I look into maybe drafting a kid late or resigning Knight. I kind of like the idea of drafting one though, even though I don't like using picks. I like saving as many as I can. So I don't think we're going to re-sign Thielen. He's going to ask for a lot of money, and we've got players here and on the practice squad. I wouldn't mind seeing getting reps. So we're going to have like McMillan, Leggett, Coker, and then I already re-signed Renfro and Horn Jr. So that's 5 already going into the next season. But I'll tell you, if there's a fast guy who's at least 6 foot, I can get the mid to late rounds. I may be tempted, even though we have practice squad guys. I may be tempted because if he's fast, and I know Horn Jr.'s fast, but if he's 6 foot and above and fast, I do it in every franchise. Almost every year, I look for fast guys who have some height, and sometimes I'll draft them and then just compare them and see who I like playing. Give them some reps and see who stands out. I've had guys that I pick in like the 6th round with size and speed, and their ratings aren't that high, but for some reason they just win every contested catch. Short to medium throw that's just contested, just in traffic, and they're just bringing it down. They're bringing it in. So yeah, I wouldn't mind taking a wide receiver. I don't care what anyone says. Tight end, Sanders has been awesome. I want to see Evans succeed. So I don't need to waste a draft pick or sign a free agent here. I've got these guys locked up. He's our 4th/H back. Maybe I take the time to look and see if anyone else has good lead blocking ability. But this guy, I mean, I don't know if he's really panned out, but he's kind of just a fullback. All right, let's see here. All these guys are tied up, except for Corbett. They're all going to be on the roster next year. I mean, unless Moten retires out of nowhere. Which I just re-signed him, so give me my money back if you do. This is potential too. Back up to Brown. And this. But they are under contract though, so that's a possibility. But I didn't see anyone in the top 50 there. Maybe I'll look it again. But I didn't see anyone in there that kind of was standing out that we would be on our range for the first round pick. I only feel like I need it now that I've got him. I kind of felt like I needed him all along. Because if anyone gets injured here, I'm going to need to move people over. I think this guy, DJ, will be gone. Wait, will he? Because he's still on a rookie contract, man. That's cheap. That's cheap shit right there. He's that floater guy. So all these guys are under contract now. So our top 4 are Wanham, Jones, Uman-Mielen, and Scorton. So right now, DJ Johnson's our floater, and look at that speed, man. So I put him third string. He got some snaps. He got 1 sack, but this is what I want to see more of. Change of direction ability. Block shedding. Power moves. He's got good pursuit, man. Injured. Damn. So this guy pushes this guy out. Okay, sorry, shit happens. If he was not available, you would see Roseman playing. But the guy was sitting there in free agency. I like signing him all the time because of his speed and just his athleticism, man. 6'4", 235. Like he just fits that what I look for in a middle linebacker. And he's been playing well. So he's been doesn't really fit what I usually look for, but he's just been balling. And so I'm not re-signing Roseboom. He's our third right now, and he doesn't fit what we're looking for. So I'm probably gonna, if I get a guy who fits more, even a developmental guy, I'm just gonna cut him. I'm just gonna cut ties. So I'm almost wondering if I need to maybe find 2 guys, or if he fits under the cap, he could be my 4th stringer or maybe 3rd stringer. I don't know. Yeah, we talked about edge. This was the corner, man. Say what you will, but I think he's going to play better than some rookie. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, did we think a 73 Scorton, and I think he was 72. Did we think he would play better than this guy? Oh, I thought so anyway. Or this guy? Actually, no, I wouldn't have thought a 72 would play better than a 76. But he has. So, I don't know, maybe I'm smoking something. Maybe a first round corner would play better than Jackson. Again, he'd have to fit what I'm looking for though. I would have to see in the combine and pro day that his change of direction is going to be good. Because as you can see, I've pretty much this guy he's not fit. I think that's an edge sometimes that really helps. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, top 3 guys. I could re-sign him if I wanted to, but let's just say I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm kind of not re-signing him right now because what if there's a big name free agent that could push Jackson down? And if we can afford him, I like this kid when I compare him to Richardson. He's not really finished. Like, he's not a game changer. But I'm kind of hoping he can develop to be a contributor slash game changer. But I think I need to replace Richardson, unfortunately. He doesn't have that, let's see, 77 change of direction. And he's got 83, bro. And he's bigger. He was a fucking linebacker. So I think I want to get a guy to replace him. Just a depth guy. So here we are talking about maybe depth here. Maybe a speed guy here. Don't need depth. Maybe depth here. So far, 3 spots, all depth. Depth, potentially. Maybe don't need depth now if I re-sign Ika. If I took a guy, it'd be depth. And if I took a guy, I would cut DJ Johnson, even though he's decent depth. Here could be depth or maybe start. But are you going to beat out at Anderson? Not too many rookies are coming in above 75 overall. I need to put the best players on the field that fit what I'm looking for, that I think do well, that transition well. Sounding like a true Madden GM. You know, could bring in depth to replace him. I haven't really even been playing him, man. I've tried to, but why when Wanham is doing well and I'm trying to get Uman Mielen reps? This would be, maybe I could get a guy who could be on corner and double as a backup to safety, which this guy's doing right now. He could do it free safety. We'll have to see. I don't think he'll get a lot of attention in free agency, so I can wait to see who's in free agency. I am going to resign this kid, though. Maybe not him. Alright. All I'm seeing is depth right now with a potential middle linebacker if they're quick or Barrett Carter, huh? Huh. I wonder what they would take for a McGee. It would probably take me a first round pick to get him. Damn, that'd be fun. What if? And we'll have to find out during the draft, but like, let's say I'm sitting there on the first round and I want to trade down to the Steelers to get next year's first. I wonder if they would throw in Wilson. So our first for their first and Wilson. I think that's dreaming a bit, but the problem with him is this injury rating. Yeah, goddamn, he just fits exactly what I'd be looking for, except for the injury rating. And it would take a hefty fucking pick too, because I don't think they're giving me him for next year's first for our first. I'd try it though. I don't know. Maybe I'll have someone that they might want that I can part with. I'll have to think about it. Cody Simon. He's a rookie, man. So I don't know. So's Barrett Carter. I think I would lean McGee over Carter because of the height. Yeah, see, now we're getting into, to where, okay. All right. A lot of decisions to be made. The next one's going to be, who do I get rid of? Who do I cut to make space for McMillan? It's probably going to be this kid right here. It's not going to be here. Unless I cut Roseboom. But yeah, I'd rather just cut a running back. Yep. Sorry, Zonovan. Alright, that's it. I think, how do I end this fucking thing? End stream. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. Till next week, where we will be playing the Patriots in Foxborough. Till then.